This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the first day of November in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. As Guyana continues to work on its diplomatic channels across the international community to rally support against Venezuela and its planned referendum on Guyana's Essequibo region, Prime Minister Mark Phillips appeared before the Permanent Council of the Organization of American States in Washington today. He highlighted Guyana's concerns about the referendum and the buildup of Venezuelan military troops close to Guyana's border.
Venezuela could be seeking to establish the foundations for actions aimed at the annexation of two-thirds of Guyana's territory, although the matter of the resolution of the controversy is quite properly before the ICJ. Coupled with the decision to conduct this referendum, it is confirmed that Venezuela has significantly increased its military forces and equipment on its border with Guyana. While the position of the government of Venezuela, which was communicated to Guyana, is that the security forces have been mobilized on the border to curb illegal mining, there have also been reports of the Venezuelan military building a landing strip in a zone near to the Essequibo region. No explanation about the airstrip has been provided to the government of Guyana, but it is clear that it is the intention of that state to increase rhetoric on the controversy and drive fear in the Guyanese population along the borders.
The Prime Minister, who is a retired Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, told the OAS that Guyana is vigilant with the intentions and the implications of the planned Venezuelan referendum. He explained that Venezuela's actions may be geared towards abandoning the process at the International Court of Justice and to resort to its own measures to settle the border controversy.
On the 23rd of October 2023, the government of Venezuela, through its National Electoral Council, published a list of 5 questions that it plans to put before the Venezuelan people in this referendum on the 3rd December 2023. The purpose of these questions, which is obvious from their nature and timing and the manner in which they have been drafted, is to obtain responses that would support Venezuela's decision to abandon these proceedings and to resort instead to unilateral measures to resolve the controversy with Guyana by formally annexing and integrating into Venezuela all of the territory at issue in these proceedings, which comprises more than 2/3 of Guyana.
According to the Prime Minister, the actions of Venezuela is threatening the economic development of Guyana, as well as its peace and security. He said the government of Guyana will continue to update and inform the international community of the developments.
The advancement of the social and economic well-being of the people of Guyana cannot continue to be held hostage to Venezuela's contention that remains unproven and which she seeks to actualize outside of the acceptable tenets of international law. Guyana sincerely appreciates the consistent support which it has received from CARICOM, countries in our hemisphere, and the wider international community in its strenuous efforts to preserve its sovereignty and territorial integrity.
The Prime Minister also told the OAS Permanent Council that in wake of the planned Venezuelan referendum and the actions by the government of Venezuela in recent weeks, Guyana has turned to the International Court of Justice to block the questions related to the border controversy from being part of the country's referendum. In the past few months, Venezuela has been pushing for a return to dialogue to solve the controversy. Guyana was involved in dialogue with Venezuela on the issue for over 2 decades under the UN Good Offices process. The Prime Minister said those efforts bore no fruit, and the UN Secretary General eventually referred the matter to the International Court of Justice. Venezuela initially objected to the court's jurisdiction, but that objection was shot down by the court, and the court has moved ahead with the case. The Organization of American States has been consistent in its condemnation of the actions of Venezuela and was one of the first international organizations to raise worry over the recent actions by the Bolivarian Republic. Prime Minister Mark Phillips said Guyana will continue to strive for a peaceful settlement of the controversy, while thanking the OAS and the international community for their support. More news coming up in just a moment.
Oh my lord! I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
I am Avinash Narain.
First met Avinash through one of my friends, and it was an instant meeting between two souls.
Crystal is a genuine person. She loves fashion.
He's one of those souls that once you meet him, it's hard not to love him.
My grandmother, my mother, and her eldest sister, they were seamstresses. And I guess that's where my inspiration came from. It was very hard for me coming out to my family. Back then, being gay wasn't accepted. There is still a lot of stigma and discrimination attached to us. But at the end of the day, I'm human just like you are.
It's important for me to be an ally on such an important topic because he's my friend. He's also a human being and everybody needs support.
While the Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland today expressed concerns over the recent decision of the Venezuelan National Assembly to undertake a referendum on the status of Guyana's Essequibo region. In a statement, the Commonwealth Secretary General said the Commonwealth stands with the government and people of Guyana and with its partners in CARICOM in expressing its concern over the questions in the planned referendum. She said, too, the Commonwealth continues to stand for the rule of law and reaffirms its firm and steadfast support for the maintenance and preservation of the sovereign and territorial integrity of Guyana and the unobstructed exercise of its rights to develop the entirety of its territory for the benefit of its people. According to the Commonwealth Secretary General, the questions approved by the National Electoral Council in Venezuela to be included in the referendum undermines Guyana's territorial integrity and sovereignty, and their intent is contrary to international law. She said question 5 proposes the creation of a Venezuelan state and an accelerated plan for giving Venezuelan citizenship and identity cards to the Guyanese population. International law, she noted, prohibits the seizure and annexation by one country of the territory of another. She said the language in the questions contributes to heightened tension and is a threat to peace and stability in a member state of the Commonwealth. At the last meeting of the Commonwealth Ministerial Group in Guyana, held back in September, the group reaffirmed its unwavering support for the judicial process that is on the way before the International Court of Justice. According to Secretary General Scotland, the planned referendum by Venezuela goes against the spirit of peaceful resolutions. The International Court of Justice determined back in April that it has legal jurisdiction over the long-standing issue, and the Commonwealth supports the use of the ICJ to adjudicate on the matter. The government and the opposition have agreed for the extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly to be held on Monday, the 6th of November. Initially, the National Assembly was expected to convene this Friday to discuss a motion on the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy and the recent acts and moves by Venezuela. This afternoon, the government's chief whip, Minister of Governance, Gail Teixeira, met with the opposition's chief whip, Christopher Jones, along with the opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs in the National Assembly, Amanda Walton Nazir, to iron out the issues related to the extraordinary sitting. Opposition Chief Whip Christopher Jones told news sources that the meeting dealt strictly with the sitting of the National Assembly and the motion that is expected to be debated by the House.
Because that motion has not reached the leader of the opposition just yet. It is expected that that motion is going to reach him before the close of business today, and then that is going to be distributed amongst the opposition members of parliament so that they can prepare themselves.
Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister Amanda Walton Desir said the proposed motion was submitted to the Parliamentary Sectoral Committee on Foreign Relations and remains on the review.
That text has been reviewed by the government. They have, from all indications, made changes. We are not, as of now, aware of those changes. And of course, that motion would have to be passed by the attorneys for the case before the ICJ for clearance. And so hopefully by end of day, we will have that motion in hand.
She also said the motion will reinforce Guyana's long-held position that the 1899 arbitral award is valid and the Essequibo region belongs to Guyana and not Venezuela.
What I anticipate though is that it will of course reinforce the 1899 arbitral award, reinforce Guyana's position that Essequibo belongs to Guyana, and it will reinforce the fact that we are committed to the process before the ICJ.
The extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly follows a meeting between President Irfan Ali and the opposition leader Aubrey Norton. At that meeting, they agreed to strengthen their unified position on the border controversy. Together, they have rejected the planned referendum by Venezuela on that controversy. CARICOM, the OAS, and the Commonwealth have all rejected the referendum, stating that international law strictly prohibits the government of one state from unilaterally seizing, annexing, or incorporating the territory of another state.
Are you looking for men's suits for that wedding, prom, or special party? Or maybe you need to update your wardrobe with a modern fit or a new color for work? Search no more, because John Lewis Styles is the perfect men's suit store. Come see us on Waterloo Street, and our friendly staff will help you choose the perfect size, color, and fit. Complement that suit with a stunning shirt and tie, matching bow tie and suspenders, cufflinks, or even a pair of shiny dress shoes. You will love the way you look. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
So what going on, champ? I passed here last week and this shop locked up tight.
Why? We come down with the flow, so we have to take a couple of days.
I can't deal with them kind of setbacks, man. Now. I just get a headache when you see I can't make me little bread.
I know them ways, champ, but thank God for NIS.
NIS? What you got to do now with NIS?
I mean, what I got to do with NIS? I registered as self-employed and I make monthly contributions to NIS. So you see, for them days I lose, NIS pay me back for most of them days.
What? That's good. You know, I always used to believe that it's only people in big offices and sellers pay NIS.
Nah, man. NIS for any working person between the ages of 16 to 60. And as self-employed, you get all the benefit as an employee, except for industrial benefits.
So what I gotta do for set up this thing?
All I gotta do is visit NIS on Breakdown, or if you're living out of town, you visit any NIS closest to your location. And once you register and your registration complete, you can start making NIS contributions.
Alright, so what I gotta work with and like how much money I gotta pay a month?
I ain't gotta work with no big money. All I gotta work with is your birth certificate and any farm ID. And when you reach down there, ask for the compliance department.
Good. Thanks for the information, bro. As soon as I left here, I went straight to the NIS office.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
President Irfaan Ali has called attention to what he believes has been the massive transformation that women in Guyana have undergone over the last 3 years of his government. Delivering remarks at a ministerial forum on gender equality and empowerment, the president said the government has been creating the environment for women to grow and prosper more. Giving examples of that growth, the president said it must not be taken lightly that 4 women as a group tendered for and were awarded all blocks recently. He said that move showed that not only is there confidence in the system, but the stage has been set for women empowerment.
A high percentage, they're now doing the analysis of the small contractors in the community doing the small roads are led by female. First of all, they had to be empowered. They had to be empowered to step what was traditionally a male-dominated area. And this is not accidental also. This came as a result of our strong focus on technical education among women, our focus through the WIN program on skills development, our focus through the heavy-duty operator programs where women are given the opportunity.
President Ali noted that the government policies that support women are showing positive results, adding that Guyana has already gone beyond the 2030 agenda on gender equality and women empowerment.
We have gone far beyond the 2030 agenda in Guyana. Far beyond. And it's not by accident. By the time the world set the 2050 agenda, we'll achieve the 2050 agenda.
It was also noted that there exists legislation that protects women's rights in Guyana and ensure that women are not discriminated against. The president also announced that the government will be tabling a family violence bill in the National Assembly, as well as a sexual harassment bill, which seeks to entrench gender equality and protect women against sexual harassment.
So you can see our policy is aligned to our commitment, which is aligned to our constitution, which is aligned to our legislative system, and importantly, our budget ecosystem is aligned to all of this.
Minister of Human Services Dr. Vinya Prasad in her remarks said the question of gender equality must not be lip service. She said countries must press forward to ensure that women have better access to health care and equal opportunities.
So empowerment is that expansive word that encompasses the kind of mission we need to be on to ensure that people have equal access to opportunity and the ability for self-development and the ability also to exploit their inherent potential so that they can be all that they can, but also that they can contribute back to country and region to ensure growth and development, sustainable growth, and the acquisition of all the goals we have set ourselves through the SDGs.
The minister said her ministry and the government will continue to push for greater gender equality. Although threatening to take legal action against the government for blocking an amnesty intended to rake in millions of dollars in rates and taxes for the Georgetown City Council, the mayor of Georgetown, Alfred Mentor, today said he's open to having discussions with the Attorney General Anil Nandlal and the local government minister Anand Prasad with the hope of finding an amicable solution to the issue. Days after the Georgetown City Council announced an amnesty on the interest for those who owe their rates and taxes, the government blocked the move.
I'm hopeful and optimistic that good sense prevail between the different sides and local government and central government so that we could resolve this. Because I have said this to you before, I'm not one who wash dirty linen in public. I want to be able to work and find common grounds and common solutions for everyone. And ideally, the best way of treating with these things is by in dialogue and discussions.
The City Council was hoping to use the money gathered through the amnesty period to offset the more than $1.4 billion it owes to the Guyana Revenue Authority. A court ruling recently ordered the City Council to pay over the money owed to the GRA. The City Council explained that in an effort to accumulate the funds, the Council voted in favor of offering an amnesty on the interest accumulated on the accounts of delinquent ratepayers. But the government stepped in through the local government minister and blocked the Council from moving forward with the amnesty. On Tuesday, the Attorney General defended the decision of the government.
The City Council is an elected body. They make decisions by vote. It's not our intention as a government to interfere with the autonomy of the City Council. But the City Council, like every other agency in this country, is bound by the law.
And the Attorney General also said it was based on his advice that a local government minister wrote to the town clerk requesting critical information on the reason for the intended amnesty and the regulations under which the amnesty was being granted.
The minister was not asking for whimsical and arbitrary information. The minister was asking for the town clerk, who is the chief executive officer, to show that the legal requirements set out in the governing statute are being met or are being complied with by the Mayor and City Council. And one would have expected that as a simple undertaking for the town clerk to embark upon. Apparently it is not.
The Attorney General warned that should the City Council proceed with the amnesty in violation of the law, the government will hold the Council accountable for the money waived. But the City Mayor, while noting that he is prepared to provide clarification on the proposed amnesty, told news source that failure to reach an amicable solution can land the two sides in court on the grounds that the government infringed on the powers of the elected council.
The Council's decision, not the mentor decision or the Mayor's decision, a Council's decision is as good as a decision made by a cabinet, a decision made by the president in an executive capacity, because a council, when it makes its decision, it becomes an executive decision made, and it's a decision that is autonomous in its being.
The mayor said the council will meet soon to decide on a way forward. The cash-strapped Georgetown City Council has routinely offered amnesty periods to taxpayers. This is the first time that a government has stepped in to block the move.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Sorry.
Jack?
Hey.
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th. My NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? You know, I just pay my bills using MMG, you know?
Yes, Jack. And the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select pay bills, government services, NIS, and pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No, the only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait, I could make a claim too?
Oh no, Manja, you didn't know that? Yes, all self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water, now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall in the region. BBC in a report said Bolivia has become the first Latin American country to cut diplomatic ties with Israel over what it describes as aggressive and disproportionate military actions in Gaza. The country called for a ceasefire and said it would be supplying the blockaded Gaza Strip with aid. An Israeli official said the move was a surrender to terrorism and further accused the Bolivian government of aligning itself with the Hamas terrorist organization. Bolivia's Deputy Foreign Minister Freddy Mamani said the government had taken the decision to cut ties in repudiation and condemnation of the aggressive and disproportionate Israeli military offensive taking place in the Gaza Strip. He added that the country wanted an end to Israel's blockade that was preventing the entry of food, water, and other essential elements for life. Gaza has been under an Israeli siege for weeks, with essential aid only reaching people through Egypt's Rafah crossing sporadically. The Belize government said as part of the efforts to promote universal health care in the country, it is removing fees in public hospitals. The move eliminates financial barriers and enhances healthcare accessibility for all citizens, particularly low-income families, the government said in a statement. It said that the current system, which required patients to pay fees for services, posed a significant barrier to healthcare access, and that additionally, administrative costs associated with fee collection strained the healthcare system. By removing fees, the government aims to improve healthcare access, reduce administrative, and promote health equity, the statement said, adding that statistics reveal that revenue arrears for hospital care bills reached approximately 50% over the past 3 years, underscoring the need for change. And finally tonight, international news. The BBC reported earlier today that more than 400 people have left Gaza as the Rafah crossing to Egypt opens to civilians for the first time since the war began. 335 foreign passport holders and 76 injured Gazans have been able to leave so far, Palestinian officials say. Among those to leave were the first British nationals to exit the territory, the UK Foreign Office confirmed. In Gaza, phone and internet services are completely cut, the provider Patel said. The BBC World Service is launching an emergency radio service for Gaza from Friday. Israel has been bombing Gaza since the October 7 Hamas attacks that killed 1,400 people, with 239 people kidnapped as hostages. The Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza said more than 8,700 people have been killed since Israel's retaliatory bombing began. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.